Hi everybody, I'm Ragin, and today we're going to go over a game that I played the other day that displays me defending against the corner war factory meta push. This is a 1900 MMR game, and we are against HR Geiger Chad, who's playing Sabertooth Specialist, and I am playing Giant Specialist, which is interesting because he's the one that's going to be pushing me with the War Factory. And I'll show you how I defended that. So he's opting to go aggressive on the line here with fangs, crawlers, and tarantulas. I started with stormcallers and crawlers, and I added some fangs. I like that my crawlers split here. Gives us time to lock onto the stormcallers, or stormcallers to lock onto the tarantulas, but tarantulas are pretty tanky, and they're going to clean me up. Round 2. He gets his free saber. And what are we going to pick? Missile Strike Classic to kill some of my Stormcallers. And I get Fast Teleportation. Because I see him on the line here. And so I see that his flank is vulnerable to anything right now. Well, now he's added some back crawlers, but still. If I put crawlers here, probably be getting in there. Crawlers, yeah, and that's exactly what I do. Okay, so he has crawlers to defend now. And he's gonna missile me here. I still have 200, okay. I go with the oil, and I'm gonna slow, yep. I'm just gonna slow that down. Unfortunate that he missiles that side. Would be nice to have some stormcallers. And this side's still going to push just as hard, if not harder than last time. So we're relying on these crawlers a lot. They do have defense. It does look like some of my crawlers are winning, but there's not going to be many left. Yeah, they've already killed my tower. And so this round is over for me. I'm going to run back and kill the rest of my crawlers. This game is wild. I think this is the best game of Mechabellum I've ever played. And I have 750 hours, almost 1,000 wins. This game here may be my greatest defense. Just because the sheer amount of stuff that was coming at me, the fact that I stopped it. And this fast teleportation really will come in handy. So now he has level 2 crawlers here to defend. Did he actually elite recruited? Okay. And I go with the Vulcan with a haste module, which is very classic right now to go Vulcan. This does not turn into some brain rot Vulcan game. This I play a game here that utilizes the Vulcan in a classy way. You will see. So I actually added more crawlers because I saw the way that went last time. It's not going to matter because he had the level 2 crawlers. I also put some corner crawlers. So my plan here is to have the Vulcan kill this tarantula and now these newly recruited level 2 crawlers, and hopefully get a level 2 Vulcan. That is the idea right now. Because once Vulcan hits level 2 right now in the meta, they are very strong. But that Sabertooth is going to annihilate me, especially with a downed tower, which I leveled to level 2. Not that it will matter. Looks like we will clean up pretty well. This will be sort of a null round. Few crawler damage. Okay, let's slow that down. Alright, so we've got... He goes with wasps. Yeah, this is the turn. And I go with... what? Melter Vulcan. I probably picked the Melter. Yeah, actually, I definitely picked the Melter. So he is putting the War Factory down here in the corner, as 'twas told in ages long ago. And he's going to be defending that with wasps that will push forward ahead of it. And he's going to slot some crawlers in here as well, eventually. Luckily, for me, this is lucky, I go with the melting point and I stick it on the correct side. However, this is going to be a lot with these wasps. And the wasps are real smart, actually. He grabs those specifically probably because he saw the melting point. And I'm just leaving these crawlers here. Looks like I sold some of these. Or actually, I think I might have put those there instead of there. But this is going to be a rough round for me, now that I see what I'm up against. And I don't have... Oh, I do have acid crawlers. Well, I probably should have thought of that sooner, but... He also has photons, so... Doesn't really make too much of a difference. I put another Vulcan. So the only damage we will take is the War Factory and some of these remaining wasps. But this is really tough to defend against. I've found, at least. Does War Factory get level 2? Looks like the wasps steal the experience, luckily. So it did not level yet. And now I need to start doing anything. Orbital Jav makes sense because those things I have there are too close together. And I'm probably taking Electro to slow all of this down. Okay, he goes with Launcher Overload. So yeah, how am I going to stop this? Recently, I've watched a game that Sako was playing, or maybe that he was casting, and I saw a strategy I haven't seen before where you stack melting points behind one another in case of fortresses or any shields or anything like that. That way you can still electromag shields down as they push at you. So that is what I do. I get some melting points here. I have 150 supplies. It'd be nice to have range. But maybe I can't afford range yet. Still can't afford range. I think I'm noticing that I can't afford range. I did my math. Yeah, okay. Yep. Yep. That's what we gotta do. Okay, so the Electro will shut down Launcher and slow the Wasps. Not that it matters, the Wasps are still in front. This is more of a board building turn. And actually, interestingly, because I electromagged the War Factory, it actually gets its range back and is able to kill my melting points. So maybe the Javelin would have been better there, because it takes out a pack of wasps and it deals damage to the factory. This turn is going to go like the last turn. Okay, we're in dire straits. And I always grab redeployment here because my units are all in the wrong spots. So, like, exactly. So I redeploy this Vulcan. This is where... Yep. Okay, so this is where the Vulcan is going to be in a different spot all the time. So this Vulcan, I have fast teleportation. So this Vulcan will now kill these crawlers and make it to tower. That's the plan. So he drops a Rhino Assault on me, and he adds crawlers to distract my melting points, which is smart and annoying. And my plan is to backdoor the tower to slow this push and hopefully allow my melters to connect to the War Factory. Also, I added this missile here to hit wasps as they fly into range, because I have oil down on the board to slow the push, which will affect the crawlers and the tarantulas, but not the wasps, which will push ahead of the oil and hit my missile, blowing them up. And then if any, at the end, if say he does successfully take my tower, the remaining wasps will run into my second missile and hopefully clean them all up. That's why I have those missiles there like that. Just to, over-explain what I'm doing there. Okay, so I sell this Vulcan. I give him the haste module. He has Scorching Fire, a haste module, and now is Mobilized Beacon straight at this tower. I have 700 supply left and not much time. And I think I desperately just get Mustangs here. Yep. Just to kill these wasps. Luckily, I do that because now I have something that kills crawlers. And if I didn't do that, the game might just end. So these Mustangs and this Vulcan push 100% saved me the round. Okay. The missile went off, but it hit crawlers anyway. And now my second one hits crawlers anyway. But luckily the Mustangs are here to clear the wasps for me. And this guy is connected, and now the melting point is shooting Mustangs. Two are locked, and this is gonna be a round win for us. So I'm starting to turn it around, and these are too much HP. Slowly but surely, this round will end, and he'll take 1200 damage. Okay. So now we get some units, and he gets steel balls to continue this push. Or, well, there is oil, so he'll put them. He'll try to kill my Vulcan. Yeah, he'll try to kill my Vulcan. So I actually anticipate the steel balls trying to kill my Vulcan. I'm thinking about what to get. I'm thinking about getting steel balls, but also I saw that the factory leveled, so he'll probably just kill the balls. Also, my own oil will prevent me, so I get phoenixes. Because if I can successfully take down these wasps, he has some fangs, right? But like nothing else can shoot the air. So the idea is if I can kill the wasps, we win the round because of the phoenixes, which just keeps me alive, right? So that's why I'm doing that. I'm anticipating this, and I'm opting to missile every single chaff unit. So I have a missile here, here for these crawlers, here for these wasps, here for these, here for these. Yeah, so I just am spending all my money basically on missiles, redeploying the Vulcan to this side, and my target will be this tower this time. I also get electromag barrage for shutting down the factory. I get another melter for this side, so that if this side fails, there's a chance I can still kill the war factory. I borrow and go for enhanced range, not speed. I don't need the speed. The Vulcan already has a haste module, and so now that's the plan. So let's see how it goes. Okay, so missiles super effective, kill everything. The Mustangs, I haven't done anything to them, and the reason for that is if I range the Mustangs, they'll sit behind my melting points, which will allow the war factory to shoot my melting points. This way, the Mustangs push forward into my melting points, clear the wasps, and then act as chaff. You can see Electromag Barrage is slowing everything down. Successful tower take. This Vulcan is the hero of the game. And we take down the war factory. These steel balls are tanky as hell and are getting in, but I have the phoenixes and a bunch of melting points to finish them off. Okay, and we continue to come back. Yep. So now it's pretty close. It's about one round away for both of us. It's got to be orbital for both of us. It's never going to be anything else. Literally will never be anything else. Okay, so now he still has his steel balls here, which is great. He has a missile strike, I guess to kill my crawlers because he wants to push this tower. I've also leveled this to level 3. He's put some steel balls here. And so now I know I need to move that Vulcan again. Okay, now he has another war factory. All my missiles are going down again. Now he has crawlers here to block the missile. I do have tons of missiles, obviously, still. I'm also putting one missile here just to slow the balls, which will also pretty much kill these fangs. So where am I going to put my Vulcan? Here comes the other war factory. Jesus. So I am moving the Vulcan yet again to here, just to defend this area. He's putting down shields so that I won't electromag his war factory. I've used all the missiles, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, that's all that I can put down. And I have 900 supply still. How am I going to use my beacon? Wait, maybe I don't use my beacon? I should use my beacon, but I might not use my beacon this turn. Okay, I do use it. I don't know what the plan with that is. I guess it's just so he doesn't get distracted and tries to take the tower after we clear the steel balls. I put another melting point down here as an emergency. Again, another failsafe against this war factory. I don't know if this war factory is coming, obviously, though. So let's see. And I shield the barrage. So he takes out my Vulcan swiftly here. I also sell a Phoenix. I have one Phoenix left. And now these are healing. So we're locked. We're on this guy, so that war factory is done. Yeah. But the other war factor is coming, and this is too many crawlers for me to deal with. Luckily, we've killed enough though, where I'm not dead yet. So the round will finish up here, and I have 77 HP. Okay, so now a fart will kill me, basically. He goes with the nuke. See, now I think about the nuke, but it's gonna hit my stuff, and I need my stuff. So I'm just gonna... Oh, he still has the old javelin. Wow, that's crazy. I'm still thinking about either nuke or javelin, right? But I know he's gonna shield, and I think I grabbed the javelin and just deal some damage to a war factory. These two are too close. I can see that. Now, I think, in my opinion, if he javelins these melting points, he wins the game. He javelined here because he nuked here, but that becomes a mistake. I did take the javelin, and I think I just opt to deal... Yeah, I'm just dealing damage. So he's getting even more wasps. Okay, so I actually, on this turn, this is really lucky. On this turn, there was a melting point here, and I actually redeployed it to here instead because I saw the war factory. And so I don't need one here to catch this guy anymore. I need more here to catch this guy. So I didn't move the Vulcan, so he actually has enough health to survive that. Okay, so this move right here, this is what saves the round for me. I get the degeneration beam because I see that my oil's up in one more turn, and I have no way of slowing these war factories that are pushing at me. But I know that degen beam, now I'm taking a gamble because if he hits photon, he's unaffected. But degen beam will slow units by 40%, which will sort of act as my new oil. So, and I'm sticking them right here. They'll also kill wasps and crawlers, all that good stuff. I have 400. Okay, so I leveled this guy because I know the nuke is coming, and now he'll survive the nuke. And yeah, I put the Wraith there, and I put a Wraith here, and 1,000,000 missiles. Okay, so luckily for me, I moved this melting point over here because that's actually going to be the only reason I kill that. Yep, the missile does what I thought it does. It kills my melting points, but not my level 3 melting point. And now this melting point that I just redeployed from here, in the middle of the map, to over here, is going to be the only reason we don't lose the game. So... here it comes. So I have my second Wraith and my melting points that I moved just this turn. The Wraith will slow the War Factory. The Electromag will hit it, which will kill the range. And now that Wraith That Wraith and that melting point will just eat this guy. Wow, and it gets a shot off. It's still going. Okay. It's level 8 Rhino. Okay, he gets Overlord because now, okay, I see he has Overlord. Yep, because now he can photon all this stuff, which means Degen Beam is not going to work anymore. However, I also have my oil back up. So only this side will be unaffected by the Degen Beam, but this side I'm putting the oil back down. Yep, and I do take the giant Rhino. And I think what I do here, I think, is super heads up. And I will explain why I do this. So I put the Rhino here. I give it some crawlers to block. I'm thinking about which unit I need to redeploy. Okay, he puts the Rhino here. I shield. I'm going to put down all my missiles. Okay, and my plan is to run the Rhino here. Now, at the last second, I also level up the Wraith. That's a questionable call. I notice, as I decide to do this, I notice that this steel ball is going to turn around, and this Rhino will be like here when it turns around, which means it will draw the aggro to it. So this Rhino will not be enough to take the tower on its own. I get range on the Wraith because of the Wasps. Ranged Wraiths beat unteched Wasps. Wasps with anti-air and range obviously kill Wraiths, but in this situation, Wraiths with range, yeah. And okay, so I'm gonna add the Vulcan to the push, and there's just a very small hole here, right? But of all the places that I can add the Vulcan in, this is the only place for me to redeploy, and this is, I'm pushing that tower. That's the big plan, because now when these balls turn around, they will kill the Rhino, who's faster than the Vulcan, but the Vulcan has Scorch and Haste, and should be able to kill the steel balls at the end, and then take the tower. Here we go. So he absorbs electromag with some crawlers here. The oil comes down. The Wraiths mop up all of the Wasps, so now Wasps are not an issue. So we can 100% easily attach to the War Factory. So this one's done. Here we go. And it's happening. Just as I suspected, the Rhino will not be enough because of the sucking balls. And then the Vulcan becomes... Alright, we're eating the Overlord. The Vulcan is going to make it to the tower just in time, because there's a ton of crawlers left. And these crawlers, I think these crawlers would make it to this tower. And then this Overlord and this War Factory might actually finish me, especially with these level 2 crawlers getting in here. But we take this tower just in time, and my Mustangs are still alive to finish off these Wasps. And then we just get this crawler. So the redeploy Vulcan is the entire game. I redeployed it here, took a tower. I redeployed it here, took a tower. I redeployed it here, took a tower. So an unconventional way of using a Vulcan worked out for us. And that was the game. So it turns out, upon analyzing this, I thought that leveling the wraiths and giving them range might be not so good. But I actually have very poor chaff clear here. Yes, I'm missling everything. But after that, I really don't have a lot that can kill any remaining crawlers, wasps, especially with this new overlord here, which does eventually kill the wraith. But before that, it finished the wasp. So that was pretty good to give the wraith range and levels. So he dropped the rhino here last turn and added crawlers to take the electromag, which didn't work. Yeah, just didn't work. And this push was good to the tower. So that fast teleportation I took on round 2, just because of his aggro position, became the entire reason I was able to successfully defend. So the electromag barrage also, stacking melting points like this is super important against these corner war factory pushes. I didn't do that on this side as much. That's because this tower was leveled, so if it did go down, it wouldn't be debuffing me as long. So I opted to go for a few extras here instead. And then also, I have lots of chaff to run and distract the war factory. And the Mustangs also acted as chaff. So, yeah, I'm not 2100 or 2200 or anything, but I've never defended a game quite like this. So, yeah, like I said, I think this might be the greatest game of Mechabellum I've ever played, at least the greatest comeback I've ever had in Mechabellum. So, this was a fun one. If anybody else has difficulty with this right now, because this is a very common thing to do right now, this is an idea that might work for you. So I hope that wasn't too long. If you managed to make it this far, thanks very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.